Jai Satchidanand. जय सच्चिदानंद फुलिनानंद जी, 3 मंत्र बोला जो डॉक्टर कश्यप जी प्लीज
नमो
फॉलो.
नमो वितरागाय
नमो वितरागाय
नमो अरिहंताणम
नमो अरिहंतानम
नमो सिद्धाणम
नमो सिद्धानम
नमो आयरियाणम
नमो आयरियानम
नमो वज्रायाणम
नमो उवजायानम
नमो लोये सव साहुणम
नमो लोए सव साहुनम
ऐसो पंचन मुक्कारो
ऐसो पंच नमुकारो
सव पावपनासनो
सव पावपणासनो
मंगलाणंच सव्वेसेम
मंगलानम च सवेसिम
फडमम हवै मंगलम.
परमं भवै मंगलम.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
ओम नमः शिवाय.
ओम नमः शिवाय.
जय सच्चिदानंद.
जय सच्चिदानंद. Yes.
जय सच्चिदानंद.
Yes, Sachin. So no one has come. What should we do?
Just hold on a minute. Dr. Kashyap ji, go ahead.
So what should we do? No one else has come.
You can go ahead, no problem.
Yeah. So actually, one this in this YouTube channel, very good and satsang was coming. Should I ask about that, or should I play that, or in general I should ask what is the best?
Come again?
The video came regarding Dada Bhagwan. I had, should I play that and then we can, see that, or should I, ask other things,
Whatever you want to ask.
Okay. Means I was asking, can I play the satsang, or what should I do? This is what I was asking.
Go ahead, whatever you want to play the satsang, no problem.
I will try one. Okay, so I can share the screen. Can you see? Can you see the screen? Yes, Sachin, can you see the screen? 1 minute. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1 minute. Deepakanandji, Pulinanandji.
Yeah, go ahead.
हाँ कंटिन्यू हाँ प्ले गो अहेड प्ले क्लिक द प्ले बटन
Okay.
વાક્ય તમને આપને સમજાય છે કે 2500 વર્ષમાં આજે કોઈ પુરુષ એવો ના હોય. આમાં તો આમ ઘણી ઘણી ભિન્નતા પ્રકાશી છે.
You can hear?
મારામાં તો બહુ અવાજ આવે છે.
Yeah, so you can read. If you can't hear, you can read,
Read.
Yeah. So read is. So here it says that આમાં કયું વાક્ય તમને આપને સમજાય છે કે 2500 વર્ષમાં આજે એકાય પુરુષ એવો જ હોય. આમાં તો આમ ઘણી ભિન્નતા પ્રકાશે છે. આપ કઈ અપેક્ષાએ પૂછવા માંગો છો? Is it possible for you to translate and explain?
ઘણી ભિન્નતા પ્રકાશી છે. આપ કઈ અપેક્ષાએ પૂછવા માંગો છો? આમાં કયું વાક્ય તમને આપને સમજાય છે કે 2500 વર્ષમાં જે કે પુરુષ એવો ના હોય? આમાં શું ટ્રાન્સલેટ કરવાનું?
Okay.
આગળ વાંચો.
Okay, આગળ. Okay. નહીં 2500 વર્ષમાં એવો પુરુષ જ ના થયો હોય. મહાવીર પછી એવો કયો ગુણ એમાં છે દેખાય છે? શું આ કૃપાલુ દેવ ને ઓળખ્યા ને તો કામ નીકળી જાય એવું છે. બહુ સહેલી વસ્તુ નથી કૃપાલુ દેવ ને દર્શન કરતા, પણ દાદાને ઓળખવાથી કામ નીકળી જાય એવું છે દાદા. પછી છે then it says દાદાની વસ્તુ દાદા તો હાજર છે પણ આ નથી હાજર. તેને ઓળખીને તો બહુ થઈ ગયું. શું કહ્યું? આ તો શ્રીમદ પસંદ કરતા આ તો શ્રીમદ તે પોતાના સંબંધી એટલી શ્રીમદીએ પોતા સંબંધી વિશેષ વિચારણા કરી અને પોતાના આત્મા ધાર્યો છે. પોતાના આત્મા એ રીતે ધાર્યો છે. હકીકતમાં બુદ્ધિ તમને કઈ પણ શંકા આશંકા થતી હોય એનાથી પર થઈ અને આત્માના એક થઈ જવું જોઈએ. Should I go directly to the place which I want to ask?
Yeah, okay, if it makes meaning.
Yeah. So this I understood, but the next one, there are some sentences which I didn't understand. દાદાશ્રી આવું સાચું સમજના કામી એટલે શું કે આ જેમ સંસારમાં કામી હોય છે ને માણસ એવા કામી એટલે શું કે જેને બીજે કોઈ કામનાની જ નથી એ સિવાય. Here Dadaji gives different definition of kami, so can you please throw more light on that?
સાચું સમજવા સિવાય બીજું કોઈ કામના નથી. કામના એટલે એક પ્રકારની ઈચ્છા, તીવ્ર ઈચ્છા કે બસ મને આ જ જોઈએ છે, બીજી કોઈ કામના નથી, બીજી કોઈ ઈચ્છા નથી. આત્મા મે બી આમાં હશે આગળ, આત્મા જ જાણવો છે, ઇંગ્લિશમાં બોલવાનું છે. ઇન્ટેન્સ ડિઝાયર nothing else but this. So nothing, no other desire, no other intense desire but to know the pure soul or the pure self.
પ્રશ્ન કરતા સાચું સમજવા સિવાય બીજી કોઈ કામના નથી, કોઈ કામના જ નથી. આવા પુરુષ બાક્યા નથી. શું કહ્યું? પછી બીજી બધું જોશું નહીં. એમનામાં બધું જોએ એ પોતાની ભૂલ છે. એમ નહીં સમજી શકે રીતે શકે આ પુરુષ ને સમજી છી રીતે શકે. This I understood. One thing I didn't, one or two thing I didn't understand. This one. જગતના પુરુષ એને શી રીતે સમજી શકે છતાં પોતે કહે અમે ઝેર ખાવા બેઠા છીએ પછી દશા પણ બહુ ખીલે. આ તો આ વર્ષની વાત છે પછી દશા ઘણી ફેર થઈ ગઈ. This what he what wants to say I didn't understand.
એ નીચે આવશે ને, લેટ અસ રીડ અગેન.
Okay, પ્રશ્ન કરતા should I read again or back?
ના બસ નીચે પછી દશા ઘણી ફેર થઈ ગઈ. સમજ પડી ને? પ્રશ્ન કરતા મુખ્ય વસ્તુ આ છે કે યથાર્થ રીતે ઓળખાણ થવી જોઈએ. જ્ઞાની પુરુષની એમના આત્મા આધારે ઓળખાણ થવી જોઈએ. હા.
Yeah, so what he wants to say that અમે ઝેર ખાવા પછી પોતે છતાં પોતે કહે છે અમે ઝેર ખાવા બેઠા છીએ.
એટલે મને એવું લાગે છે, મને બહુ બેકગ્રાઉન્ડ નથી, પણ વોટ આઈ મીન એટલે વોટ આઈ ફીલ ઇઝ કે અમે બહુ ઝેર ખાવા બેઠા છીએ એટલે કે વી આર રેડી ટુ ટેક all the adverse circumstances, situations that arise purely in the quest to realize the soul. So he is totally intensely desiring the soul, and whatever adverse circumstance because of which whatever happens in the relative, he is willing to accept all the adversities. That is, and then he says, once a person is in that frame of mind, I want only the soul and come what may in the relative world, then pachi dasha pan bau khile. That means after that, the awareness or the consciousness level of the soul, that increases dramatically. Pachi dasha pan bau khile, that dramatically, then the spiritual awareness, soul awareness.
After the soul awareness, the state will.
Pachi dasha bhog khili means his spiritual dasha means his spiritual state of being.
After getting soul enlightenment, that's what saying.
No. After he resolved that come what may, I want to understand the soul or remain deeply anchored in the spiritual awareness of the soul awareness, come what may in the relative matters, after which his spiritual awareness, consciousness increased dramatically, and that according to the script over here appears that this happened at age 23.
Okay. For Dadaji.
For Kripaludev.
For Kripaludev.
This is Dada Bhagwan is describing about Kripaludev that this is what his state was, that he had an intense yearning, intense desire to understand or realize the self, and for that he was willing to face all physical or relative adversities, and once that resolve was very firm and he came into that, then his spiritual awareness heightened or it increased to a large extent. Pachi dasha ghani ફેરફાર થઈ. And then I think if you just read the 1 minute, મુખ્ય એક કાઢ નાખો જસ્ટ. મુખ્ય વસ્તુ જ આ છે કે યથાર્થ રીતે ઓળખાણ થવી જોઈએ. Okay. But then Dada says, then afterwards, then his spiritual awareness and his separation and that all his spiritual knowledge and everything increased dramatically. And then the Prashnakarta, the questioner, says that yes, this is the main thing, that we must understand a Gnani Purush from his spiritual state of being, his self-awareness state of being. You must realize a Gnani Purush or an enlightened person from his spiritual.
Now I got it. That is describing Kripaludev. Now I understood.
This is all for Kripaludev.
And the another place I didn't understand this here, I'll play a little bit. દાદાશ્રી મૂળ કૃપાલુદેવને ઓળખવા જોઈએ અને જ્ઞાની પુરુષની પાસે જો ઓળખે તો વાત સમજાય, નહીં તો શી રીતે સમજાય? પોતે પોતે પોતાની મેલે અર્થ કરે છે પોતે અને અર્થ બધા ઊંડા ચોકી બેસાડ્યા છે. બધાએ શું થયું છે? પ્રશ્ન કરતા અર્થ એમના જ લખાણના ઊંડા અર્થ કર્યા છે. દાદાશ્રી જાણી જોઈને નહીં ના સમજાય એ પહેલું. આ તો બધું ઓવરવાઇઝ પનું છે. શું છે ઓવરવાઇઝ પનું? This is the background. Then the main thing which I want to ask in this page. પ્રશ્ન કરતા જાણી જોઈને નહીં પણ અસમજણથી. દાદાશ્રી જાણી જોઈને તો કરે જ નહીં, જાણી જોઈને તો આ તીર્થંકરોમાં કોઈ નહીં. This I didn't understand. જાણી જોઈને તો આ તીર્થંકરોમાં કોઈ નહીં.
આ નીચેનું વાંચો એટલે ખબર પડે. ચાલો,
આ બધું અસમજણથી, જાણી જોઈને જરાય નહીં, અસમજણથી ઉત્તરને દક્ષિણ માને છે અને તે ભગવાનને પણ પહેલાથી કહ્યું છે. વંક જડાય પછીમાં શું કહ્યું? પ્રશ્ન કરતા બધા એવા જળને થવાના. દાદાશ્રી બંકાને જળ જ પકવાના. શું?
એટલે see, basically what he is trying to say is that even whatever a Gnani Purush is trying to say as a part of his spiritual message or discourse, people must understand according to his viewpoint or along with him, from him. But people did not do that, and they interpreted it according to their understanding. So here he says, Dada Bhagwan says, that whatever the people have done, they have not done it intentionally, but they have done it unintentionally due to lack of proper understanding. જાણી જોઈને નહીં પણ અણસમજણથી. That means not intentionally, but due to not understanding his words properly, not understanding him, and trying to interpret according to their vision or according to their understanding. So that is where he said that is all overwiseness. They feel, this is what Prabhupada was saying, this is what he means by this. So that was all overwiseness, and it has happened unintentionally. That is what Dada is saying. That is, Dada is not blaming the persons who have done it. And the same thing, he says, also happened in the sayings of Tirthankaras. Even the Tirthankaras, they meant to say something. Whenever they spoke, they wanted to convey something, but people did not understand him, and what happened was they misunderstood it. That means there he says that unsamjanti, due to misunderstanding, they misunderstood the north for the south. That means if Lord says that from Bombay, that Delhi is north from here, but if people read it from, say, Kashmir, Delhi is not from here, then it is all wrong understanding, because from Kashmir, Delhi is south of Delhi, Kashmir. So they misunderstood the north for the south. That is just a simile, just to explain how people misunderstood Lord Tirthankar's sayings also 180 degrees opposite to what he wanted to say. So this is what happened with this is what happened with Krupaludev or with Gnani Purush. This also has happened with Lord Mahavira, and Lord Mahavira knew that such things would happen, and he says in the times to follow, that is post his departure, after his passing away, he said, now the time, the era is coming where people will be vank jadai pachima. That is, that people will be Maka yani crooked, and they will be jad yani adamant. They will not only misinterpret, but they will be adamant that they are right and this is the way to salvation or moksha. So this is what Lord Mahavira had predicted, which you can see it in the Kramik mark right now.
And there's one more which I wanted to ask here in the last. I will go to the last. Yeah, so as a background, I will start from the one previous page, then next page I will ask the question. Dada Sri
But
Gyani.
before Deepakanand wants to add something.
Let us
Just
complete
was
this and
2.5
yeah, okay. So if you want to add Deepakanandji, please add. Then I will continue.
See, the idea is whatever was revealed about enlightened person, Gnani Purush, in scriptures, in books, because this is what they read about Kripaludev, Srimad Rajchandraji in books. And, in one of this conversation, Dada said, I am present now. I am present now. So whatever clarification you need, what Kripaludev has said can be obtained from the present living Gnani.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I understood.
Yeah. So whatever the previous Gnani Purush, because he is not present, whatever he has said through his books or through his writings, people try to interpret it in their own way.
Yes.
And what he meant as north, people misunderstood it on their own way, although it was south, but they felt and interpreted what was said by Kripaludev as north. They were going in the south, but they felt that what they thought, what they understood was right. So it is always better to have, to get connected with the living Gnani Purush who can guide you correctly, who can correctly understand and interpret, not interpret, understand correctly. Interpretation can be wrong also, but one who has understood it correctly will guide you correctly. And that's how you will achieve those goals which you are seeking. Did you understand?
Yeah, I understood. Yes. Yes. I will go for it.
Doctor?
Yes, I understood. I have understood. Thank you. I will go further. Dada Shri
The idea is when he referred about Lord Tirthankara,
yes.
he meant the same thing, whatever is information about Tirthankara is available, it is interpreted and understood incorrectly. That's why they are not achieving the result. But instead, if they follow the present living Gnani Purush, then they have well understood the path and they can guide you correctly. But people don't want to go to the living person. Today, the same thing is also there. What Dada Bhagwan has said, and whatever is available in the Aptavanis and other books and other literature. I believe this is what Dada Bhagwan is trying to say. Look out for a living person who has well understood the path. Otherwise, the same thing will happen. What happened with Tirthankara, what happened with Srimad Rajchandraji will happen with Dada Bhagwan also.
Right.
We have to understand it that way.
Right. Yes, I got it. Yes, I will continue. દાદા શ્રી જ્ઞાની પુરુષનું ઓળખાણ થાય તો આત્માની પોતાની આત્માની ઓળખાણ થાય. This is very important sentence of this whole
But
lesson.
to understand the living Gnani Purush, the Gnani Purush has to be living now.
Yeah.
That is where we have to understand.
So he says, if you have understanding of the Jnani Purush, then you have understanding of your own Atma. This
Absolutely. Absolutely. Correctly. You will pinpoint and you will be able to do the same Purusharth, what was revealed by Srimad Rajchandraji or Tirthankara or Dada Bhagwan.
પણ એ ઓળખવું મુશ્કેલ છે. પોતાની બુદ્ધિ મતિ કલ્પનાએ સમજે છે. એ બધી કલ્પિત મતિ કલ્પિત નિરંતર કલ્પિત મતિ પ્રશ્ન કરતા.
Kalpit mati means imagination.
Yeah.
They are anticipating or imagining that, that's what Dada Bhagwan meant. Oh, that's what Kripaludev meant. Oh, that's what Tirthankar Bhagwan meant.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
understood. Yeah, and the next thing which I didn't understand.
Nirantar Kalpit Mati.
Yeah,
Because
Prashant.
one
Yeah,
who is on the path, one who is on the path, he will guide you correctly.
yeah. And the next is Prashankata says Vitrag Margma Mati Kalpna Nu Sthanaj Nati. Dadashi says,
Imagination, anticipation has no place in path of liberation.
yeah, but Dadaji says Mati Kalpna Vagar Vitrag Marg Chaltoj Nati. Here, please explain this.
It starts with that and ultimately ends with a living granny
Yeah,
who will further rectify your path
okay.
and help you reach your destination.
Okay, starts with that. That is what he was. Okay.
Enu namat madve,
Yeah.
enu namat samsaradaikta.
Starting point where has to be Matil Kalpna, then it will go to the absolute Vitrag. This is
So it's like with that anticipation, with that imagination, that person will start pursuing the path. But when he encounters problems, then he will realize there is something wrong here. So I must look out for someone who is trotting now, one who is on the path now, in front of me, living person.
So this is all part of development. This is what I understood. Even the Mati
That's
Kalpna.
true. That's true. But what is the ultimatum is when you come across, that's why what Dada Bhagwan had said, when he heard about Srimad Rajchandraji, he inquired, asked whether Srimad Rajchandraji is living now. Then his partner said, no, he passed away. Then he said, if he would have been living, he would have surrendered to him and followed him, whatever he said. Do you understand?
Yeah, so I understood here that see Matikal. So we should not. These are all development stages. Matikalpna also is a stages. We should not.
Correct. But the understanding is you must have in your mind that it is always better to ask a living person instead of imagining or anticipating.
Yeah, but we should not. Have abhav tiraskar or inferior feelings for anyone, even those with Matikalpna. This is what I.
That is possible, that you can have. That is possible. But the idea or what Dada is trying to pinpoint over here is look out for the living person who is walking on that path now, because he is the right person to guide you, because he is living. He knows where he is now. How will you know from where did the past granny said these things?
Yeah.
Like when Propaludev was in Kashmir, and he said, you go to north, you will reach Himalayas. And someone who is not at that spot, then will he ever encounter Himalayas? Do you understand that?
He will not encounter this.
Yeah, this is the crux of the understanding that when you encounter the living person, then he will guide you correctly.
Correct. Yeah. The Pulinanandji, you want to add something about this Matikal? What Dadaji is saying?
Yeah.
Matikalpna Vagar Vitrag Marg
Yeah.
Chaltoj Nati.
Yeah. Just before I come to this page, what we read previously, that people misunderstand the sayings of, say, of a Gnani Purush, whether it is Srimad Rajchandra or Dada Bhagwan. Just a shade I wanted to add in that you see, the Gnani Purush has an experience of the soul, and then he tries to convey that experience or describe the soul or the soul awareness or vitaraka through words. So words are a medium to express the feelings or the experience they have. Now, everything cannot be put into words, but to the best extent, they are put into words depending on the nimit who was in front of them, the question person or the aspirant who has asked them. Depending on that, they will describe in words their state of being or spiritual awareness or whatever. Now those words then get written into say text form, which was in case of Kripaludev by way of letters and things like that. Post departure of a Gnani Purush, when there are as people are seeking of his sayings, what Kripalu was saying, what Dada Bhagwan is trying to say, that is exactly with us also right now, which you have also experienced to some extent. That we then read the books or read his speech and we try to understand what he is trying to say with whatever understanding we have got. Now, it is catching the words, understanding the words, maybe with our intellect, and trying to understand what he wants to say. Now, here what Deepakanand said was that it is necessary to have a living person so that who has also experienced that state of being and he can appropriately interpret the words, because words are only a medium to express the experience. And if we, the Gnani Purush is at a higher conscious level. He is experiencing words, using words to express his experience. Now we are at a lower conscious level. From a lower conscious level, we use the words and try to interpret the higher thing. This is where we can go into a spin or we can misinterpret it. Because at least in case of Dada Bhagwan, for the same question, he has given different answers at different points of time to different people, because he wanted to convey that idea to that person from his understanding and his level. So he had used different set of words or sentences. Now, when we try to read his Aptavanis or this thing, and we encounter very different answers for the same question, we have a slight puzzle. So here the importance of a life person comes in, who has experienced that thing what Gnani Purush is trying to say, or has understood it very clearly, if not experienced it, so that when we are reading his sayings, we understand what the words are trying to say from the Gnani Purush point of view, and we do not get misguided. So all I was trying to say was words are used to convey something, and that convey something should be properly interpreted with help of a knowledgeable person. That's all. Right. So that was the past slide. And in this particular thing, Gnani Purushનું ઓળખાણ થાય તો આત્માની પોતાની આત્માની ઓળખાણ થાય. So what Dada is saying, that Gnani Purush is an embodiment of the pure soul awareness. So if I am able to understand, oh, he is a Gnani, Gnani means he is one person who is having this quality with him, the quality of self-awareness. Only if I realize that, will I be able to realize my own self. You see, now, for example, just to illustrate this, supposing a guest comes to your house along with some 2-3 people, and the guest, you talk to him. There's another person also over there. So on the looks and face of it, and a little hi, hello, a little chatter, you feel okay, this person is like this. But afterwards, someone says, this man was a very big architect. He had such a nice knowledge. He's doing this. Sure, like that. If I had known that he's an architect, then I would have also asked him about my next bungalow, which I want to make, you see. So if I realize that this man has this knowledge of architecture, then I will be able to take the benefit of his knowledge. This is just a simile. Same way, if I am able to I am able to realize, oh, he is Gnani Purush. Gnani Purush means a person who experiences his own true self. So I must also take the benefit of his experience. So here, that is what he is trying to say. Gnani Purushની ઓળખાણ પડે તો પોતાની ઓળખાણ પડે. If we realize the realized person, then we can realize ourselves. But now that is very mushkil. પણ એ તો એવું મુશ્કેલ છે, because we are going to interpret or evaluate a Gnani Purush with the help of our intellect, potani buddhi thi, and based on whatever we have understood the way things are. So it becomes little difficult to realize or understand that this is an enlightened person. That's what is in the first para. અને બસ પછી તો બરાબર છે, મતિ જ્ઞાન વગર વિતરાગ માર્ગ ચાલતો નથી. એ so that's what Dada says કે even in the vitrag marg on the path of salvation you need mati gnan. Mati gnan yani understanding the this thing. Shruth means listening and mati means understanding what you have listened. So understanding is the beginning path, but right understanding is the real progress. So that are the two things I just wanted to add on this slide. Okay, we can go next.
Then
Sachidanand.
yes.
Doctor, one more. I would like to add a little thing over here.
Yes.
Just imagine, because I was involved in recording Dada's satsang, so we were recording on cassettes.
Yes.
And when the cassette is getting over, then there is a blank time wherein we change over the side or we change the cassette. Then that much portion of Dada's speech never get recorded. It is lost. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
So in between thing, what he has said is not available anywhere. But when you see the script made from the cassettes, then that part which was lost in the recording itself is not there anywhere.
Not there.
So imagine if some vital points are revealed by Dada, or what we mean Gnani Purush, that does not get recorded. So it will never get scripted. Over and above, while the scripting is done, certain words are misinterpreted, could not be heard correctly. So then those words are not reproduced correctly.
Yes.
After all that, someone will do the editing work and finally the printing work. So in all these, every step, there is some loss of basic words, I will say.
Yes.
When that itself is not there, and the material what you get now, which you are referring, trying to find the solution or what is the path given by the enlightened one. See, there are so many facets. While it is not there, and you are reading it. Do you understand this?
Yeah, I understood that Gyani Purush
I'm not doubting, but these are the practical hitch which is encountered, and what we are reading or what we are listening is not the complete script or complete explanation what the enlightened one has given.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
understood. Yeah, I
So
understood.
the idea is there is every possibility of getting missed some of the vital points. So
Yeah.
then that what we lack or what we haven't heard or what we haven't known, that will remain as a lapse in our understanding of the Gnani Purush himself and whatever he has explained. So with all these limitations, certain things what he has said, that imagination, anticipation, all those things do work. But the best part is when you come across a living person, then to the best of your understanding and ability, you will be able to get. Even there is limitation, because what the enlightened person, the living enlightened person whom you are dealing with, what he has experienced, there is limitations of words which cannot convey the exact experience what the enlightened one is experiencing. So and one who is listening, where I am listening to the enlightened one, and then I am not capable enough to understand whatever he has said.
Yeah.
So with all this, what we are trying to say, that these are the limitations, but the best part is, if a living person is there, you surrender to the living person. That's the best choice you have to reach your goal of liberation. Jai Satchidanand.
Yeah, you're correct that the limitations and losses are there. So, but whatever is in our present what we can do, we try best, and take the opportunity and help from you, because little bit you have known the context, and sometimes the grammar also, here the grammar, the sentence I have grammar, it confuses me, Gujarati grammar, sometimes. So then I take help from whatever available resources are there, and persons are there. I take that, try the chat GPT, the translation and all, and I try my best, what is available, and I will make mistakes, and slowly I will go to the without mistakes, without the losses, that will come up. That is my hope, and my effort.
But your efforts are worth admiration, definitely. There's no doubt about it.
Thanks for
Pulinanandji.
I tell you, what you're doing is right. Just to support that, one of the things that will really help is that our prayer, that hey Dada Bhagwan, may I understand your Gnan from your viewpoint. Give me the strength and wisdom to understand your speech from your viewpoint. That little bit of prayer or intention will guide you towards whatever efforts you're doing, and you will get the appropriate guidance, or you'll get the exact understanding of meaning. Maybe chat GPT, maybe something else, maybe something. So this prayer or this intention setting works wonders. It just works wonders. Okay, fine. Yes.
Very true.
Next slide.
Okay, go ahead.
Next slide. દાદાશ્રી મતિ કલ્પના બધી જ્યાં સુધી કોઈ પણ સ્થાયી ના થાય ત્યાં સુધી મતિ કલ્પના છે. શું છે? પ્રશ્ન કરતા સ્થાયી ના થાય એટલે શું દાદા? દાદાશ્રી સ્થાયી એટલે કઈ પણ સંકેત છે કે દૃષ્ટિ બદલાયેલી છે, પ્રતીતિ કઈ બેસે નહીં ત્યાં સુધી બધી મતિ કલ્પનાઓ શું, અને વધુ એ નિબિડ કરે છે. Now this nibid, I understand this is means strengthen, so please explain little bit more, about this whole thing, especially the last sentence.
No, what it means? Did you understand, Pulinanandji? The last paragraph what Dada is saying. સ્થાયી એટલે કંઈ પણ સંકેત છે, એ દ્રષ્ટિ બદલાયેલી છે, પ્રતિથી કંઈ બેસે નહીં ત્યાં સુધી બધી મતિ કલ્પનાઓ શું, અને વધુ એ નિમિડ કરે છે.
Nibid means strengthen, right?
So what it means, that once he gets that right vision, that vision guides him correctly, and he is able to interpret, understand, and precisely pinpoint what is right and what is wrong. So he is able to discard what was wrong or what was inappropriate.
So
you understand? So the crux lies in the acquisition of the vision.
So after the vision is got, then he will progressively strengthen the thing.
Exactly. That the power of that vision is such that it will correctly guide him to his goal, and he will be able to censor out.
Okay.
Get away with all the misconceptions.
Pulinanandji, you want to add?
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Basically, you see, for a layman, if he is trying to understand some scripture, whatever it may be, Rupadeva or something else, and in the scriptures it is described the properties of soul, that it's a source of infinite knowledge, infinite vision, infinite bliss. Now, for a layman, he has to only understand with his intellect whatever understanding he has got, what it means, infinite knowledge. Here Dada says that if he has little bit of pratiti or little bit of this thing, that the soul means like this, it is separate, it has ability to do nothing but remain in observer and knower status, if he has got little bit of pratiti, that this is the soul, and then if he tries to understand what is the property of soul, or that of Anand Gnan, Anand Darshan, then he will be on the right path. Otherwise, if he tries to understand with his limited intellectual understanding, Mati Kalpana means intellectual understanding, then he might be on the wrong track and he might reinforce the wrong understanding. That's what that is trying to say. So little bit of pratiti or little bit of shraddha or little bit of thing is required. That soul must be something like this. કંઈક પ્રતીતિ બેસે તો પછી આ બધું બંધ થાય.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
Okay.
this is over. I have two more questions. So one question I want to ask about Syadvad Vartan. Okay. So please explain what is exactly in deep meaning of Syadvad Vartan, and if possible, give some examples. Dadaji or whatever, or in Mahatmas or Anaputra's example of Syadvad Vartan.
Satchidanand. See, basically, Syadvad relates to such dealing, such communication, wherein the other person's, you don't hurt the other person to the slightest extent. So, when it is in relation to behavior, then your behavior is such amicable, loving, caring, wherein the other person never get hurt to the slightest extent. Whatever that person is, whatever his beliefs are, whatever the situation is, but that's how your behavior will become such that the other person is not hurt to the slightest extent. That will be Syadvad behavior, amicable behavior.
Yeah.
Pulinanandji?
Any examples you can give? Any examples you can give, please, if it's possible?
It is like, let's say, I deal with you in a way. If it is Syadvad, then it will not hurt your feeling anyway, not even to the slightest extent. But if there is not Syadvad, then you will definitely feel uncomfortable at some point of time, and that is not Syadvad.
Any examples you can give? Real examples, that this was the word.
I mean, that's what I'm dealing with you. Like okay, now while we are conversing, this interaction, one of the possibilities. Doctor, you're not understanding anything. We are making it so clear. Why don't you understand this? Do you understand? So, these, I'm giving you a very, very practical example that when certain questions are raised, at times the person who answers or give clarification, he himself gets irritated. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Then that is where through my behavior you have got hurt.
Yeah.
Although I may not be complete in my answer, but the way I deal with the situation to the best of my capacity, understanding, and experience, I try to convey the best possible way. And in that whole process, I see to it that you are not hurt, whatever way. Do you understand?
So means the other person should not get hurt, and they should understand. They should be means they should be okay with what we are doing. They should not be perfect.
No objection. No objection. Total acceptance.
Yeah. So means what we are our conduct should not disturb them in any way. Their ego or any other
Yes.
way.
Apart from that, if there is a third person, a bystander, the one who is standing beside you, beside us when we are conversing, he should also not feel, because certain things you may accept which was arrogant on my part, but because you are devoted to me, you accept whatever I say, so you don't feel bad. But then, if that is also not acceptable by the third person, then that is also not Shadwat, although it is acceptable to you. Do you understand?
Yeah. So
Like at times, Dada scolded us. So we are very happy. Dada, thank you so much. You scolded us, so you made us realize our mistake. But a person who is a bystander, and he observed Dada scolding me or scolding us, then he will say, Dada, this is not Shadwat. Do you understand?
yeah. So what Dadaji says then?
Huh?
Then what Dadaji replied? If they say this is not Shadwat.
So here what Dada said, even after scolding for the benefit of others, I do pratikraman for that.
Yeah.
So that, because in the not language, but as per the definition of Syadvad, scolding is not allowed.
So
Although it is
he
good for the other
told
person.
actually Dada.
Dada is making me realize my mistake.
What I
But
could understand is
the
what you
principles of Syadvad are very sharp and precise.
yeah, what
It
you
doesn't allow any scolding also in that. So
explained that
Dada said, although it is said for the benefit of others,
yeah.
it is going to help him liberate. But then I have to do pratikraman because that is not Shadvad.
So what I understood here, Dada is totally focused on himself, to be perfect, even slightest perfect imperfection, he is not willing to take it, So this is what I understood. Even the slightest of imperfection, he doesn't accept Dadaji, from what you described, the example. This I understood. Yes, but very good. And Pulinanji, you want to tell about this Chadwad Vartan?
You see, Syadvad means understanding others' viewpoint and thinking appropriately, Syadvad Manan, speaking appropriately, Syadvad Vani, and acting or behaving accordingly, Syadvad Vartan. So since you talked about Syadvad Vartan, it means our actions or behavior should be such that it does not hurt the other person's viewpoint or his other person's temperament, understanding, whatever. If I want to give a little gross example, two of us are there, we are in one place, and then we decide that at 4 we will go to person B's house after so and so at so and so time. Now I am ready because at that time we wanted to leave, but the other person is still not ready, or he's a bit slower, he takes it easy and all. So then it becomes difficult for me to maintain the time. So one impulsive would be, chalo, it's 4 o'clock or whatever it's scheduled time. Now I'm moving out, and then I start walking towards that other person's or leave the house. Now that would be not Syadvad Vartan, because it will hurt the other person. Now I know the person is late, he's slow and all that. So Syadvad Vartan would be that I would then take to talk to him that we have to reach at this place, this person's place at so and so time. It's already so and so. I think we should make a move. So he says, yes, I'm coming. But he says, see, if we go late, this will happen. Shall I leave little early? He says, yes, you can go little early. I'm following you. Now, then if I move away from the house, then it would be Syadvad Vartan, the behavior of physically moving away, because I have not hurt his viewpoint. He has understood that why I have done this action, because of reasons which I explained, that it will become late and the person will be waiting or whatever. So where you carry people along with you, with your viewpoint, and they approve of it, and then you do the action or behavior appropriately, that would fall in the definition of Syadvad Vartan. And that will be Syadvad.
So right now we
it
ask.
starts with Syadvad Vani. Basically it all starts with Syadvad Manan. Understand the person's behavior, temperament, his viewpoint, as the other says, or his development, and then thinking and speaking and behaving accordingly. is the crux.
Correct.
And Dada Bhagwan was the embodiment of that. He had totally and ingrained this Yadvad concept in him inside out. As he said that then we were reciting, or we were having this desire of intents of the Naukalam since last 35-40 years, and then finally it has got ingrained. All the impurities have come out of our mind, body, speech, and he was a living embodiment of Syadvad, Vani, Vartana and Manan. And from his behavior and his vyavhar, we also understood what ideal behavior is, and that's the benchmark for us also. And the same thing he's trying to share with people, that you also desire for Syadvad Vani Vartana. Because ultimately, when we want to go to moksha or on the path of liberation, we cannot afford to hurt any living creature to the slightest extent in thought, speech, or action.
Right.
So Dada says, now you ask the reverse strength, that may I get the strength to have Syadvad Vani Vartana, and that will bring about that into practice, that you will go towards Syadvad Vani Vartana and Mana, by asking that strength, or nurturing that inner intent, or that bhav, doing that bhav.
So the asking for the strength will lead to the progressively lead to the Syadvad state.
100%. Because your first thing is you must know what is Syadvad. Second thing, our deep intent not to hurt anybody. But I have to deal with the person who is not on my line of thinking. My wavelengths are not matching. So then what to do? So obviously I have to interact, I have to talk to him, I have to behave with him. But now I should behave so that it does not hurt the other person. So I need the strength or the skill to behave accordingly. To get that skill or understanding, we are asking for strength. That, hey Dada Bhagwan, give me the strength to think, speak and act in a manner which does not hurt the other person or the other person's viewpoint. It may not hurt the person. So that's what we call, sometimes common sense also plays a part. These are all to an extent some human skills, interpersonal skills, and to a larger extent the inner intent, the inner desire, because I want to go to moksha. You see, the underlining, what will help us to achieve this Syadvad state of being in mind, that is in thought, speech and action, is our deep intent, A, to go to moksha, B, in order to go to moksha, I have to have no objection certificate from everybody who comes in my contact, and C, may I not hurt anybody, because if I hurt, then his claim will remain, and his claim will remain, then I have to square off that claim before it can be liberated, before the mind, body, speech is purified and the soul gets liberated. So if and only if a person has this deep inner intent, then his goal of Syadvad.
Quickly, one more thing I want to ask, that in connection with this, with Deepakanandji says that world is our own projection. So this what I understood, that, so for example, if we around us or in our, we listen or we see or, so by our senses. So if that person or that thing is seems to be faulty, so that shows that reflects that the fault is in ourselves, that why we are seeing that we are other as faulty. So what I understand that any such circumstances arise, so then I have to do pratikraman for that, because that is a kind of a yardstick, that that this is the fault within me, So and whatever is, and also if you go a little bit deeper, that those kind of molecules are there within us. That is why they have come in front of us, So, for example, that this war is happening, So these molecules were present within us. That is why this happened. This presented in front of us, This is what I understood, and so for that for that we also understood that we do bhav pratikraman, means we do this paths, and that jagat vishwa kalyan ho, so this bhav we do to counter that, and to bring it to normal. This is what I understand. So the activities, what we are doing with respect to that sentence which Deepakanandji told, that world is our own projection. Deepakanandji, can you please more throw light on this?
I didn't get the last part.
This war is happening because presenting in front of us, because it is present. These molecules are present inside us. Otherwise, why it will present to us? If we don't have these molecules, it will not present in front of us.
Correct. But then, these molecules are acquired due to past ignorance. And we have to get away with it through our vigilance today. And we know the yardstick, what is the benchmark, and with that reference, we correct ourselves. So that correction part is very important. You understand?
We have to manage and if any mistake
Both
happens, we have to
manage at the same time, seek our goal of total liberation.
We have to remain vitrag in this, and if we don't remain vitrag, then we have to correct that.
Correct. And our vision is so impartial. It definitely reveals our mistake and highlights our mistake, and that is where we must correct ourselves and go further.
Yes. Pulinanandji, you want to add for this?
See, there are two things you have said. World is our own projection, and second point was about the war. See, world is our own projection means what Dada Bhagwan is trying to tell here is that whatever is coming in front of you is because of your own inner intent or desires, and it is your own projections. If I had desired in the past that I want to help people and donate money and all, then I will get situations and persons where I will be able to do it. If I have hurt people and come, then I will get people who will be hurting me, who will be one-sided against me and things like that. So the situations which I am generating is because of the karmas that I have charged. So in that aspect, it is our own projection. We have projected good or bad, pap or punya. So we are getting favorable or adverse people, situations or circumstances. So that was, or it is a different way of saying bhogvet any bhool or sufferer is at fault. The second point that you raised regarding our atoms and the war and all that because of that atoms war is taking place. It is not the war, but because of the atoms that are within us, we are getting those type of feelings that, oh, these people are wrong, they should be finished, this should be done, that should be done. Those dvesh that arises within us because of the atoms or understanding that we have filled that these things are wrong, and it gives rise to acute abhorrence when such a thing takes place. For a person who has not filled all the atoms, even whatever war or whatever Pakistan and this terrorist attack that happened, he will remain calm. He will understand, oh, this is all hisab and all. So the reaction that comes from us on the external situation, say war or terrorist attack, depends on what atoms that we have filled in of either attachment or abhorrence, either of rag or of dvesh. So that is the atom.
Yeah, but the event,
not the event. It does not generate the event.
The event which taken out which present in front of us, that has the cause of that is not that we have the atoms or molecules which are present in us.
Atoms and molecules would go towards the rag or dvesh that is arising within us.
Yes.
And the people or situations that we are facing is because of our past karmas. That is because of our past karmas.
Past karmas, yeah. So this understanding this much, what it helps, that because before what was happening is that we didn't understand this, but this sentence, that what you said, this because of the past karmas, so it it changed the focus from outside to ourselves, that it is our karmas which help. Before, what was happening is that we were like, knowingly or unknowingly trying blaming others, why he is fighting, why they are fighting. So now we are saying that we also have this molecules, we have, so they are doing their karma, and we are this is presenting in front of us because of our karma. So it is little bit shifting the focus towards ourselves and helping us, to go to our path, to our development, focus on our development.
Exactly, that is all we have to do. That we are the persons who have generated our prarabdha or our destiny. Yeah. We are the person, so we have to do corrective action within us, not on the outside.
Not on the others and outside.
I sometimes give this simile to just reinforce what we have been discussing. That when I get up early morning and look at myself in the mirror and I see my hairs are all disheveled and looking shirt and all is not okay. So what do? What we see in front of us is ugly and not palatable. So we don't put my comb on the mirror and try to change the image of this that I am trying to see. I put the comb on my hair. It's on my claim. So we should not correct the image, but you have to correct the cause of the image. That is what I'm trying to say. That looking inward means that. And if I put the comb on my hair, automatically the external image will change. So if I change my inner thinking, perspective or sadhvat, automatically the external things will change.
Very, very good example. Thank you for your explanation and guidance. I'm very grateful. And yes, time is over. Yes, Jai Satchidanand.
Doctor, one thing? What matters is our inner likes and dislikes.
Yes.
If you don't have any kind of likes and dislikes, then these things are happening, whether they happen in front of you or behind your backs. Do you understand?
Yeah. That is the focus.
Because of our likes and dislikes, we get affected. And when we get away with those likes and dislikes, then you will understand that these things do happen and it's not something new. This universe is such a vast universe where something or the other keep happening all the time. Correct?
Correct. Thank you. Yes, Satchidanand.
Okay, our time is up.
Yes.
So thanks, doctor, for coming.
Yes.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay, Pulinanandji, 3 mantra.
Yes.
Doctor, please follow.
તમે બોલો સ્ટાર્ટિંગમાં મેં
Namo
બોલા
Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vasayanam.
Namo Loe Savva Sahunam.
Namo Loe Savva Sahunam.
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Savva Pava Pranasano.
Savva Pava Pranasano.
Mangalanam Cha Savvesim.
Mangalanam Cha Savvesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Thank
Jai
you.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Okay, see you next week. Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand Pulinanandji. Jai Satchidanand Dr. Shabji.